What up? Alright, RV Talks. RV Tour 2021 Revelations. I have had a rough couple days. I've had like 4 rough days. Yeah, for real. I've had a few rough days, and I think after thinking about it now, you like my pretty fun? I think after thinking about it now for a little bit, I have kind of figured it out, and why it's been so rough the last few days for me. And I don't think it's the RV. I don't think it's Bob. I don't think it's being in this RV with everybody that's rough for me. I brought some of my art stuff, some plants, rough. I didn't bring a lot of stuff with me. As I normally say, I didn't bring a lot of shit. My daughter says stuff. Mom, it's not shit. It's stuff. Whew. Okay, I had to take a second. So anyway, I didn't bring a lot of stuff with me. I don't believe on this RV Life tour. I brought food, a lot of food, because I store a lot of food. I always have a lot of supplies, so I've tried to bring as much of it as I could. I didn't want to get rid of it. I wanted to keep it, but it was too much, I think. So I've had to let go of some of that. I didn't bring a lot of stuff. I brought art supplies. I brought some art supplies. I brought my canvases and art supplies like that for doing things. I like being busy. I like being active. So I didn't bring a lot. And I feel like, I brought plants. I brought some plants. Not a lot, but some. But the room in here is so tight. The room in here is super tight for 6 people, 2 horse dogs, and 2 cats. So it's super tight. And I've had to put some stuff out. I've had to get rid of some stuff. I've had to give some more plants away to people, which I had tons of plants before I left, and I gave them all away. I have taken out most of my art supplies and putting them in my storage. I just don't have room for it, and I think it's bothering me a little bit, but not really. I think it's more so me undoing work I've already done. Because the tray in here, it's too tight. It's just too tight for all of us, and um, my and I just don't know that I'm gonna have time to do it. And I think our plan has changed just a little bit. But I'm irritated, I think, mostly. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's mostly that I'm moving this stuff out or having to give it up. Come on. I don't think it's that. I think it's that I'm undoing things because, one, I think we didn't have a lot of great communication on how we were packing this RV. So I think Curtis spent a lot of time and a lot of weight in things that we don't need. And I think that I have done that maybe a little bit too, also, especially like I said with the food, but food that we eat. So, and I don't think that entirely with Curtis's either because I don't know and I trust that he does, but I think we've both kind of overdone it there a little bit. And so I think my irritation comes though because there's stuff with Curtis and I. There's some personal issues with Curtis and I that we've been dealing with. And I think I'm irritated because I feel like how I feel and these personal issues in our relationship have kind of just been brushed aside now that we're doing all this. And now that I'm undoing things and having to redo things that I already did, and being in such tight quarters and getting all used to this, it's really just, it's emotional. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot. It's some stress. It's a little bit of stress getting used to this small space for all of us. Um, and I think my biggest issue and irritation in it is that it's the dogs are a big deal in all this. And I think it's mostly, though, I think it's mostly the personal stuff with Curtis and I that it's just like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm dealing with that emotional, the emotions of it, the feelings I have surrounding all of that, um, is what's causing a lot of the irritation and whatnot for me in here. So with having the kids all in here and the dogs and just all this stuff, it's you know, it makes it a little emotional. And then there's the rest, and so I think that's more than anything. It's not this. So Curtis and the kids went for a walk, and I stayed here with the dogs because the dogs are babies and they're unconditioned. They're not used to going for long walks. Because where we were living, they just didn't do a lot of that. I kind of slipped on that area of their life, feeling, a little overwhelmed with things and conditioning them to interacting, to getting that long-term conditioning of walking, so they just can't quite do it right now without getting tired. And I didn't want to put that on everybody else when I know it's been a little, but, yeah, so I'm going to have a talk with them when they all come back and just explain, where I'm coming from and how I feel, and kind of apologize for some of my irritation and my shortness with them, because I know they all feel it. My energy is strong. I am no fool to that anymore. I mean, I used to think like, I don't know, but I realize how powerful and how the energy I have flows in my family so much, and how it affects them so much, and how they feel it so much. So I definitely shift that energy a lot and affect it. And so I need to reset. I need to realign. I need to get us back to good. So yeah. Anyhow, I wanted to make this documented video of my feelings. I haven't been writing a lot, so I'm doing more videos, and also so I can share it all with you if you decide to, go the RV life, if you decide to take and own your own bob and create freedom from your fantasies, because I don't believe freedom is a fantasy. I just don't. I believe freedom is here for us all. We just have to create it. It's like a movie. We just have to decide what we want it to look like. So that's what I'm trying to do. It's just stressful as fuck sometimes with all this, and not really having a guidebook, not having a manual. There's no manual for this. It's like having a kid for the first time. You're like, geez, where's the guidebook? But we've had millions of humans, so there is some guidebooks out there. And if you have parents and teachers and leaders that help show you how to do it, at least with raising people, it's but this is wild to some extent. So anyway, I'm getting my shit together, because the shift is always in the shit, is what I believe. The shift is always in the shit. If you're in the shit, I've been in the shit for like 2-3 days now in my head. Not in actuality, just in my head, I've been in the shit. And if you're in the shit, there's a shift available for you to shift your life, and it's waiting for you. So cry it out, purge it out, let it cleanse, let it go, release, and man, you'll shift that perspective. And the people around you that love you help you see that so much. So be open, be free, let it go. Peace out. See ya.